We're live here at the Stanel Mega Center, and guess what's happening is the Access More event. Finally, Access More is here, and it's a collaboration with Access Bank. Now we're looking at selling brands, we're looking at telling stories, and we're looking at growing the Nigerian economy and entrepreneurship in general. I'm Rachael Collins, live on the red carpet, and we're going to be looking at how people are feeling about this event. You know what red carpet is all about, yeah? We're going to be getting people's opinions, how they feel, and suggestions in general. So stay with me right here on the carpet.
Very beautiful cosmetics, you're going to love it.
And I'm here with the Obi of Onitsha, His Royal Majesty, Chief Nnaemeka Achikwe. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you.
I can see that.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm very well. I can see you're looking very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're here for Access More with Stanel. Now, this is one of those events that is shining the light on southeastern entrepreneurs. Now, as a royal father, I want to ask, what advice do you have for Nigerian youths, southeastern youths in general? Because if you look at the behavioral pattern of the youths of today and that of those during your time, there are lots of differences. So do you have any advice for them?
My advice to them is hard work and focus. It's clear in their minds what they want to do and pursue it tenaciously. The world is free and open for everybody. They should go out and conquer the world in whatever discipline that God has endowed them with. That's what everybody else is doing around the world. You have young people all over the world conquering the world and doing their own thing. So our own youth should do the same too.
Thank you, sir. Young people now do not want to serve. It's a rising factor in their behavior. So do you think there is anything they should look out for in serving?
It's serving.
Yes. The essence of service.
Well, humility is very important. And as they say, you have to stoop to conquer. By serving, you learn from those you serve. Even if you serve people who are younger than yourself, you can learn from them. And as they say in Igbo, so if you humble yourself and serve, one day people will be serving you. And there's dignity in service.
Words of encouragement to Mr. Stanley Ugochukwu, who is the convener for today's event, because you rarely have entrepreneurs in the East who put together events like this for entrepreneurs. So what advice, what words of encouragement do you have for him?
Well, Stanley is a role model, and he's blazing the trail at 35, 36 years old. He's doing so much already. So he should continue to be a role model, to work hard, and encourage other youths to emulate his example and mentor as many of them as possible. Not just Stanley, other youthful entrepreneurs. There are many of them. All of them should continue to work hard and also mentor the younger ones coming under them, pull them along so that they can also emulate them and become a great success, just like Stanley and the rest of them.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, Access, the dream behind everything we are doing today is to get the young people to see a vision of what they can do better, a vision of what they can be, what they can become, and they try to give them a platform to achieve that reality.
A platform to achieve that reality. And now you've heard about people talking about their challenges, in southeastern Nigeria. In this masterclass, are there possibilities of these issues being tackled?
Oh, absolutely. They are going to be tackled, and then of course we prefer solutions to them. Those solutions that can be implemented immediately, of course, they can be implemented immediately. But the major thing is for people to have access to information. I think the biggest challenges that young entrepreneurs have is they don't have access to information. So the masterclass will provide that information to them, and of course, if there's any other support they need, we can take those things, as time goes on.
Okay. So aside events like this, is Access Bank putting together any other platform to support businesses in southeastern Nigeria?
Absolutely. We have Diamond Business Advantage, which is an account that tailored to the needs of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, businessmen and women, and they have access to knowledge, access to information, access to market, and we also provide them access to finance. So we have a full package for businesses.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Have a lovely time at the event. All right. Thank you. And that was Mr. Charles. And there you have it. Access Bank is definitely putting entrepreneurs first in southeastern Nigeria by creating platforms for them. And Stanel World can do no better than collaborate and push this dream. I'm Odira Collins. We're still live on the red carpet. Do not go anywhere because we'll be having more guests and we'll be getting more insights on today's events. Thank you very much. And I have with me here one of the most renowned entrepreneurs in southeastern Nigeria. I'm talking about architect Chuki Ezenwa. Good afternoon, how are you doing?
Very fine, good afternoon.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chuki, we're here for the masterclass. Now, you're someone who's been in business for a while and I'm sure you have your own experiences. So why are you here today?
Yeah, as you called it, the masterclass. You can't learn it all, right? And most times when you learn, you unlearn and relearn. So I think at this moment I have decided to unlearn a lot of things and come here empty-headed so I can learn more from the masters.
So you're here at the feet of the masters. Okay, so now you've also been running business and I'm definitely sure there are challenges, there are obstacles, hurdles. So can you give us a little insight into what it's like being a businessman in southeastern Nigeria?
Okay, being a businessman in southeastern Nigeria is actually is challenging as every other part of the country is. The only difference that is insatiable at the moment is that there's much more room for monopoly. It's not really an advantage, it's not just an advantage, it has its own disadvantages because this monopoly comes with a lot more difficulty to introduce new ideas. When you're the only one doing it, it's actually expensive to educate people on that same thing. Unlike things in Lagos, where you go to Lagos and a lot of things are already ongoing and you just flow with the trend or get better at yours. Down here, you introduce most things. So you have to educate people on these things. So it makes it more expensive, much more hectic. But it's a good one and it's challenging and that's what's making us better.
Okay, that's cool. Alright, so now lastly, what is that one thing you're looking out for the southeastern youth?
The southeastern youth, as usual, I always speak about the southeastern youths and I know they are the future. The youth in general are the future. They will actually determine what will happen tomorrow, what will happen in the country in years to come. So I just see them taking. I'll use the opportunity to encourage them to take a bolder step, to take stronger roots in expressing their spirits of entrepreneurship, in putting positive energy to the government. The youth should not be remembered just when we have political rallies and all that. The youth should be remembered when there are social functions, when there are economic functions, when there are entrepreneurship functions. So there should be much more value to our youth, and I believe so far they have started taking that position. So I just want to encourage them to keep up with more of entrepreneurship and business and stay far from political hassle.
Do more. That's what you're saying, basically.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Chuki. Have a lovely time. Enjoy yourself. All right, bye. And there you have it, Architect Chuki Ezenwa encouraging youths to do more instead of, would I say, retaliating? Well, basically just get involved into the affairs of the nation, and that is how you know where things are going wrong and how you can fix them. It's still Assess More right here at Stanel World. I'm Odira Collins live from the red carpet. Stay tuned, don't go nowhere.
Oh, okay. So I work with the Ministry of Diaspora for Indigenous Artwork, Culture and Tourism. Stanel World is doing this in collaboration with our ministry. Okay. So it's I'm seeing days and nights of planning being come to fruition, and obviously I have no how else to feel than to be fulfilled. I feel fulfilled seeing all this playing out.
Okay, all of it playing out. Now, you're a young person who is obviously doing well. Now, what do you have to tell younger girls, who are aspiring to get into different walks of life, but are being streamlined, so to say, or are being put in a box?
Okay, I would even like that question to be more direct, because I was an ex-beauty queen, two-time ex-beauty queen, national and international. It's mostly what I do is a lot of young girls, mentoring a lot of young girls and young people. I would say streamlined. Sometimes you cannot control that. Maybe when you are under your parents, most times our parents feel they know what's best for us. They want to want us to go certain way. I would always say to people, your father wants you to go and read medicine in school, but no problem, go and read medicine. When you come out from school, follow your passion. If you want to be a musician, you can follow it, But being streamlined, it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky because if your parents are taking care of your school fees and they say you have to do this, you cannot do the other one because they can't take care of you. So it's just a bit dicey. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
I get what you're saying. Okay, so now aside that, what do you have to tell to other elite Anambarians, elite Southeasterners who can afford to bring things like this to the East but are not doing so?
What I'm going to say one word in Igbo, Akulo no. You are rich and your word's not coming home. I don't know where it's going. I don't know if it's making any sense or if it's impacting life. How no matter how well you are and you don't come home, and I don't think you're doing the right thing.
One of its kind. It's the first time Oka is actually hosting something like this. So it's a good avenue for people to know that Oka something happens here, and it's also a good avenue for the vendors. Like we have stands here, and we're able to tell the world, oh, this is what we do on a platter of gold, actually, because it's awesome. I'm happy to be here.
The truth is that if I had to pay for this, I may not even be here. It's really incredible. If you look at how everything is, you won't believe that most people didn't even pay for the stand or the space. Everything was sponsored by Stanel, Access Bank and Anambra State Government. So I just want to say God bless you to Stanel and everybody that sponsored this program, because a lot of people, I mean, you can imagine this location, how much it would cost if someone had to rent a space here, and we're getting it for free, even branded stands. So I'm really happy, and I just hope that they'll be able to do this some other time to help small SMEs.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a lovely time.
All right,
bye.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And there you have it. They didn't have to pay for their stands. Now, this is one of a kind, and it's happening here in Anambra State. This event is powered by the Anambra State government. It's also powered by Access Bank in collaboration with Stanel, and in the person of Mr. Stanley Uzochukwu. And there you have it. The Assess More event with Stanel is one of a kind, because this is an event that is looking to shine the light on entrepreneurs in southeastern Nigeria and Nigeria as a whole. And being that Anambra State is budding with talent and raw industrialists, I mean, this is the state to go to for everything entrepreneurship. If you know the Igbo man well, then you'd understand what I'm talking about. It's still the Access More event with Stanel. I'm live on the red carpet. The Masterclass is currently going on. There is a fair going on, and colorful cultural exhibitions are taking place at the Stanel World Event Center and Luxurious Center in Oka. I'm Odira Collins once again. Thank you. And so I have with me here the brand ambassador for Stanel World, Rachael Okonkwo. She's also a very, very beautiful actress. How are you doing, Rachael?
I'm great, darling.
I love your makeup. I love your outfits. Everything is doing well. Oh, yeah, 360.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. So now we're here today for the assessment with Stanel.
Yes.
Now, knowing you, you're pro-Igbo, you're for all for Southeast. In fact, Igbo are the Igbo.
Yes.
Basically. Okay, so now how does this event make you feel?
It makes me feel great, learning from the best, learning from people who have made impact in not just in Nigeria but all over the world. So I think it's refilling, it's impactful, it's educative, and I learned a lot because I know to make it in life we really need to listen to people who have been through the struggle or the hurdle you are passing through at the moment, so you can actually learn from their experience so you can get better. So this Access More is an event I will always like to attend every year because my heart is filled with, I can't wait to explode. I can't wait to start putting everything I learned today in practice.
Oh, that's nice. That's very, very nice. Now, at the same time, Mr. Stanley Uzochukwu, who is the convener for this event, he's one of the very few persons who, take out time to really give back to the East. Now, what words of encouragement do you have for him?
Mr. Stanel is a very good man. I like his kind of person. One thing is to have money, another thing is to know what to do with your money and also cater and care for your people. It's not all the rich people that really care about the poor masses. Trying to make them learn more, trying to make them know more, creating job opportunities. Some other person could have taken this investment to London or to America, but he didn't do that. So he's doing something that is worthy to be emulated, and I applaud him for that. So my prayer for him is that God will always guide him, God will always protect him, give him more wisdom to think more and do greater things. That's my wish for him.
All right, so lastly, I always say this with successful people, you never leave without giving advice to the people who want to be like you. Now, what do you have to tell to young Nigerian women, young Southeastern women who want to make it in entertainment but are facing a few hitches here and there?
Well, I wouldn't really say much because I believe I have not gotten to where I'm going, even though I've crossed some hurdles, I've passed some stages, but I'm still on the process. But one thing that has kept me is believing in myself, believing in Igbo heritage, believing in our culture. Whatever you're doing, just like they said earlier today, make sure you have integrity, make sure you have values, make sure you have morals, make sure that after dealing with you, the person would want to come back again. And definitely you're going to have problems on the way. People are going to talk you down. People are going to tell you you're not good enough, you're ugly, you're not classy, you don't have what it takes. But the most important thing is what you're saying to yourself. Make yourself believe that you can do it. It starts from you and ends with you. So it doesn't matter what someone out there thinks or feels about you. The most important thing is, what do you think about yourself? Like me, if you ask me, I will tell you that I'm great, I can do it all, and I've been doing it. That is it. So I will urge everyone out there to believe in yourself, work hard, stay focused, and be dedicated to your craft. And I bet you would definitely scale through.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
Yes. And that was Rachael Okonkwo. I mean, we can as much as say that was Rachel's TED Talk, and that was really insightful. We're still here at the assessment with Stanel. It's happening live at the Stanel Event Center in Oka, Anambra State. The masterclass just ended. People are really feeling ecstatic about it, and they had a wonderful experience, learning from the masters and all that. We'll still be having more people on the red carpet before we finally wrap it up. I'm Odero Collins. Stay tuned.
Well, basically, this is really what the state is looking to achieve with the private sector, getting the private sector to take a lead, whilst we as policymakers create an enabling environment for youth to participate. So what Stanel has done today, in partnership with Access Bank, Ministry of Culture and Tourism, and my ministry, Ministry of Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy, it's basically a great thing. And you can see the crop of people that came in here, speaking to the youths, encouraging the youths, likes of Inasin, Professor Topa to Tommy and the rest of them. So it's an encouraging thing, and we encourage all private sector individuals who's got what to give, and because a lot of the Anambra has a lot to take in and a lot to give.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
All right. And that was the Honorable Commissioner for Youth Development in Anambra State. We are still getting feedback from people who attended the event, the masterclass precisely, of the assessment with Stanel. And remember, it's still the assessment with Stanel event happening live at the Stanel Event Center in Awka, Anambra State. I'm Odiro Collins. I'm still here on the carpet. I'm still getting feedbacks. I'm still getting how excited people are because I am excited. Stay tuned. And I'm here with Chukwuma Ibweli, the convener for the Anambra Fashion Show and Awards. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
I can see that.
You look good.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're here for the Assessment with Stanel. Now, being someone who is in the tourism lifestyle industry, this is something similar to what you do. How do you feel that an event of this magnitude is happening in Anambra State?
I'm very, very elated. Like, this is the first of its kind, right? So I'm very, very, very happy. I wish people like this could also support our own event, so Anambra Fashion Show Awards you get. But I'm very happy. I like the turnout. Like, there's a whole lot of people here. Like, the crowd is massive. So I'm very elated. I'm happy to be here.
Well, basically, when we were youths, there were advantages that has shrinked now, in the sense that you were a youth. If you are on vacation, you get a vacation job, you know, and as soon as you are done with schooling and service, you know, you get a job almost immediately. But what we have now is, you know, the swollen rank of our youths. They are so large in number, the schools are producing them, you know, in a very large quantity, and the employment market cannot cope. So what you have now is a situation where most of them that are ingenious begin to fend for themselves by learning new crafts and things like that. Which is to say that Stanel and Access, they are creating new spaces, new labor spaces, new entrepreneurial spaces, you know, that is in conformity with the problems, you know, the employment problems that are emergent nowadays. You know, this is exactly a situation that we didn't have before. Like in our time, we didn't have internet, you know, computers were very few, you know, so the issue of social media and all that was not an issue at our time.
So that's interesting. So now, moving away from that, we have the established entrepreneurs, we have the established persons in Nigeria who, to an extent, would say, I would say maybe, do not really give back, you know, to things like what Stanel is doing today. What do you have to tell them? Because when you look at it closely, you tend to find a gap between the present generation and the established elite.
Well, it's a good thing that people like Stanel, as young as he is beginning to appreciate the concept of CSR, you know, corporate social responsibility. I can only say that the older ones should emulate him. It pays. You cannot be the only successful person in the midst of poverty, because one day the environment will revolt against you, and both you and your wealth and your empire will crash down. It has happened in history before, and we are not insulated from the planet Earth environment where these things happened before. You know, if it is not addressed, one day it's going to catch up with us. What Stanel is doing today is commendable. People should emulate it. Corporate citizens should emulate it, because it's a way of now trying to, it's a kind of social re-engineering problem, you know, that will help to plow back into the society. I'm telling you, from what I see this afternoon with the exhibitions and the lectures and talks being going on, our youths are bound to leave here either with ideas or new skills or new concepts that they are going to develop subsequently, and all of this will help in wealth creation.
With me here is Honorable Jessica Nweke, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Environmental Affairs. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi, I can see that. So we're here today for the Masterclass, straight to the point. It's Assess More with Stanel. Now, assess. I know it opens doors. It's a lot. So now, how does this make you feel? This event coming to Anambra State?
Well, I feel great. At least we are achieving a lot in Anambra State. Since I've been in Anambra, I've not seen this kind of event before. So Honorable Jessica is so overwhelmed. I'm happy for what is happening here today.
feel very excited. Like, I think this is the first one they are doing in Anambra State, and it's super cool the way with everything is going, and I'm very excited.
Okay, you're very excited. So now, what are you looking forward to gaining from this event? What are you hoping for youth to gain from this event?
First and foremost, I'm actually hoping to get connected with lots of people, then learn more, being enlightened about business happening around and meeting people around and the rest of it.
And make organic products, pure organic, no promixing, no bleaching, no green veins, everything pure organic for your skin. People that have bad knuckles, acne, you treat their skin. People that have skin reactions, anything. People that maybe were fair before and then they got dark, you need to lighten back. Everything, yes, but strictly organic, no promise.
That's why we're here. We're at this exhibition being put together by Stanel Group and Access Bank to showcase what we do and let people come to our branch. Our branch is located at Naipo's office, Oka. So we invite Anambra, we invite Nigerians.
Very excited. This is the first of its kind, and I'm grateful to Stanel and Access More for putting this together. It's a welcome idea, and we're happy about it.
So excited because I've not been able to attend any fair for a while now, so I'm really delighted.
Happening on your doorstep.
Yeah, though I don't stay in Oka, I stay in Nnewi, but I had to take the bull by the horn to come down here today.
So excited. It's an opportunity for us to network, meet new customers, make friends.
It's inspiring and encouraging. I admire the CEO of Stanel because he tries as much as he can to support youth, especially young entrepreneurs. So I think the co-brand between Stanel and Access Bank is an interesting one that everybody will gain from one word.
Learning, trying to get to know from the professionals, the big men that are here. And my mom happens to be a guest speaker too. So I'm looking out to hear what she has to say that I've not heard before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So are you into business or the corporate?
Yeah, I am into business. I am a forex trader. So I mostly do forex, and I'm planning a company by the end of 2020. So the team is actually here. We are here to also connect and network with them. And hopefully we get to meet them too personally.
Basically, I run an NGO. I smile because you smile.
Oh, I smile because you smile. All right, now, so tell me, as a young person in southeastern Nigeria, what other things do you think can be done, to open this part of the country? Because there's a lot of potential. So, just tell us.
Okay. Basically, now we need to tell ourselves the truth that things are not working down here. The elite should come down and invest in us because there are so much potentials. If they can really believe that there are things here that they need to invest in, then you see stuff going on well.
I think this is a good one. We need to have more of this in Oka. Sometimes people say Oka is a village. So if we have more of programs like this coming up in Oka, I think it will help us to develop the city more, and then students can have more access to get to hear more things about people that are doing great works out there.
He's just one man Anambra needs to take a critical look at and know that if every Anambrarian is like this, working hard, not depending on government subventions, and working hard to employ thousands of people and yet give back to society, it's great. This is just marvelous, isn't it? To say it, it's just marvelous.
Tell me, what was your experience like at the Masterclass?
It was very, very exciting. I learned a lot. My favorite part of the Masterclass was when the CEO of Innocent talked to us. He was very practical about how to start up a business and sustain it in Nigeria. So I really learned a lot from the Masterclass.
Having you to grow yourself, to better yourself, to learn from those who have excelled in different fields and of endeavor. It was an opportunity to learn from to hear directly from the horse's mouth. We had some of the best and brightest in different fields here. Address young people and the gathered guests on how to grow themselves in acquiring the basic skills to grow their establishments and what have you.
Honorable Nnamdi, what was your experience like at the Masterclass?
Can I just show it instead of saying what it is?
Okay, show us.
It was mind blowing. It was exhilarating.
it was quite mind-blowing, and the resource persons were awesome. Where would you find the likes of Chief Innocent? Where would you find the likes of Pato Tommy, Mrs. Sandra Ifejika, Ijuada Ifejika, and a host of others? It was truly awesome. Awesome.
I don't think I need to ask you more questions. You sound delighted.
You said that I'm taking a lot of things home with me. My diary is full of points, a lot of points. I think my favorite really, let me not say that, but one of the favorite things I heard really, I think is from Innocent. The story, him sharing the story of how he started and how irrespective of the environment, irrespective of the fact that he didn't go to school, irrespective of the fact that there were so many, the odds were not in his favor, but then he made it. And then he made it a point of duty to encourage the young persons to whatever you want to do, whatever you want to become, persevere, have the passion, have faith in God, and He will see you through. Yes, love.
Thank you so much, Honorable Nandi. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you, love. Thank you.